started with the national anthem, so if y'all can rise, we are going to take East Haven's rendition of the national anthem. To the East Haven Music Department Winter Concert 2025. We've got a bunch of cool stuff for you today. You're going to get to see choir, you're going to get to see band, you're going to get to see drums, you're going to get to see some rock and roll, a whole bunch of cool stuff. It is going to be a good time. But we are, of course, starting with the choir, and as we often like to do, especially at our winter concerts, we have a few soloists for you. So, to lead us off, this is going to be fun.
Things you admire most in others, the hardest to find in yourself. What is it about me that seems to determine I'm destined to live on the shelf? This weight of a character waiting to find whatever it is that I lack. Whenever they to step forward, the real me takes a step back. Wait a bit, she says. Can't do it, she says. Wait a bit, she says. Not really knowing what she's waiting for.
Nice. We're going to move on to a chart that's been around for quite a while, but was made particularly famous when a certain a cappella group that got very famous about 10 years ago named Pentatonics did their own video that got, I don't know, 900 bajillion views or something like that. And it's been a favorite among choir teachers for a long time, especially because it is purely a cappella. There's no backtrack, there's no piano, there's no accompaniment of any kind. It's all just a cappella and body percussion. It's a pretty cool chart called White Winter Hymnal. These 5 seniors in the front here have been working on some of the more advanced body percussion so they can have a little feature on it. Yeah, seniors. Hope you enjoy it. It is a real fun tune to sing. I'm sure you can imagine that's not easy to do, to both sing and do a really complicated percussion like that. And all 5 of them had to do different stuff, so it's not like they could even do it at the same time or anything. I'm very proud of them for that one. That was really fun. We have another solo for you from one of our seniors that has been part of the music program since literally, I think, the day she walked on campus for the first time was during band camp. For a day of band camp, she's been part of pretty much. Are there any ensembles you haven't been part of? Yeah, basically she does everything around here. We're super excited doing an Adele song. Here is Adriana Popcorn.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Find
stuff, and actually a very, very short story that I haven't even told these students yet. So I am not primarily a vocalist, despite the fact that I've probably made more money singing than doing just about anything else. But I was primarily a band guy. I grew up, I started in band in 4th grade like so many other kids. I wanted to be a band teacher from when I was like a freshman in high school. I've always been about band. But my friends convinced me, oh, you should probably join choir because, you know, singing is important and you should know how to do that too. So I joined choir, and on the very first day of choir, I walked in and they handed me this sheet music, and I mean, it was in some completely other language. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what is this? I couldn't pronounce anything. I didn't know even where to stand in the room. Everything totally threw me for a loop, and it turns out it was this exact song that I made them sing this fall. It was, that first day was a total roller coaster, but man, I fell in love with this chart, and it's been rolling around in my head for, I don't know, too many decades. I'm not even sure how many it is, but quite a while. And I mean, they can tell you that the first day of class, I was able to rip off all these words as if I had just worked on it yesterday. And I don't think I had sung it since that sophomore year of high school when we first did it. So it's a really, really fun tune. Semi-acapella, it's got percussion. There's no guitars, no piano, no instrumental background. We just have a lot of emphasis on acapella stuff this fall. So you're going to hear some percussion coming out of the speaker back there, but all of the notes, all of the tones is going to be all voice. This was originally recorded by a very, very famous African acapella group called First Call. The song is a translation. It goes back and forth between a couple of different languages, all based around the Lord's Prayer, as so many choir pieces are. I think you're going to dig it. We've got a few solos, and it's a real fun beat, and feel free to groove along in the seats. This tune is called O Sifuni Mungu. All right, thank you all so much. We are going to have a whole bunch more choir for you on the spring concert, but for now we're going to head over to some instrumental music. But before we do, we have one more solo for you. And we're going to close the curtain so we can break down the risers while it's being sung. You're going to come sing your solo? comes out and just crushes a performance like that. And then the first thing they say to me as they're walking off stage was, "Did I do okay?" Yeah, that was great. You heard everybody going nuts, Isabella. All right, so let's move on to some instrumental stuff. We have in the house some of the loudest acoustic instruments ever made. And so we're going to go ahead and hit them real hard in this tiny little enclosed space and blow your all ear drums out. Yay! Drumline, come on up. All right, so this isn't just a concert, this is an educational music concert after all. So you all get to learn something today. You get to learn a little bit about how drums work and what these all folks have been doing. Because this is not just a random drum line, this is the beginner percussion ensemble. Despite the awesome stuff you're about to see, I don't think any of these folks have ever played an instrument at all before about, what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago when we first started. And so they got to go through all of the basics of all this stuff, so we're going to take you all through the basics of some of it. The first thing that we took a look at is just, as you might expect, basic stick grip. How to hold it, how to swing it towards the drum, how to do all that stuff. We have a particular exercise called legatos, or 8 on a hand, that we do, and well, here, let's show you how this works. The most exciting thing in the world? No, it's not. But it does allow you to work on the very basic mechanics where you start every rehearsal with this. And frankly, I think just about every drum line everywhere starts with pretty much that exact same exercise. But you can do all sorts of stuff with it to build your skills. For instance, did you know that playing louder or softer on a drum is not about how hard you hit it? It's about how fast the stick is going when it hits it, which does have a little bit more force for those of you who know your physics. But really what you're thinking about is how fast the stick is going. The way you manage how fast it's going is how far it has to travel to get there. So we talk about volume in terms of inches away from the drum head. So can we play that same thing at 3 inches? Here we go. As we go through the rest of this playing, you're going to notice that a lot of the, quote, stick heights, that's what we refer to in drumland, are going to be the same between us, because that's what we do to work on volume. But we don't just play one note at a time, one volume at a time, we also vary the volumes up. We have one particular one, you all get to get in on this one. The exercise is called tap accent. Here's how it works. We go in groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Except, we're going to play one of the notes louder, and all the other ones softer. So one of them is going to be at like 12 inches, all the rest are going to be at like 3. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? But then we put it over a grid, so we do every variation of it. So then we do 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then we do 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. And then we do the other hand. So here we go. Try saying it with me. Y'all ready? Y'all get to be part of this. You get to use your voice and talk and emphasize the 1. I'll hold up the number that we're doing. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. No, don't play. Talk. Here we go. And 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then you go to the other hand. Does this make sense? Alright, we're going to do the whole exercise for you. You all have to count along. I'm going to be watching you and see if your mouths are moving, and if they're not, your kid gets a point off their grade. Here we go. Whose brain got twisted a little bit into a pretzel there? Nobody. Interesting, because usually what happens for most people, if they're not thinking about it that way, is they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and their brain will just shift over with the beat. Being able to find where one is, even if it's a little disjointed, is a really important skill for a drummer. Okay, we also have multiple bounce stuff. You don't just get one hit. I mean, a single stroke would be one arm motion, one note. A double stroke would be 2. A triple stroke would be 3. If you get a whole bunch of them, it's a buzz stroke. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do it. We specifically focus on double strokes, and we have an exercise called double beat. It's real fun to play. It's got a really fun groove to it. But I mean, really, how fun is it if all you ever do is play with one hand at a time? You gotta go back and forth, right? Here are the official words for this exercise. Are you ready? Alligator, monkey, alligator, monkey, alligator, 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 monkey. Say it with me. 2, ready, go. Alligator, monkey, alligator, monkey, alligator, 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 monkey. Stop, here we go. This is what it sounds like. We don't stop there, then we got to put it all together. We've got to put together stick heights, we've got to put together going back and forth between the hands, and managing multiple bounce strokes. All culminates in an exercise that I did not make up the name for this. I swear drum lines have been calling it this for 50, 60 years. The exercise is called chicken and a roll. Tell you what, you get a beginner drum line doing a clean chicken and a roll within 3 months, and that is a good group of kids you got. So, excellent work, y'all. Now, y'all didn't come to hear exercises, you came to hear music. So, we're going to play some music for you. One of the things we did was we broke into smaller groups into teams, and they each wrote their own little groove for you. So, we're going to do Team A first. Team B, let's step over to the side so they can take it. And Team A called their piece, what did you guys call it? Mission. Team A called their piece Mission. just to reiterate, that's not music I gave them, they wrote that. Pretty cool, yeah? Alright. Team B's turn. Now, forewarning, Team B had 2 students that all of a sudden couldn't come to the concert tonight, so I'm going to fill in one of the parts and we're going to do the best we can. I should have said the name. That one was called Pina Colada. They worked a bunch of particularly traditional Latin rhythms into it. Some 3/2 clave, some timbales, a bunch of cool stuff. There was actually a lot more going on in that than you might think. All right, but that said, we want to hear the whole drum line play some music, right? All right. So we've got what we call a parade routine. It's a bunch of little grooves all put together without stopping in between, so we could play it as if we were marching in a parade. They're all written by this drumline writer named Cassidy Byers. Puts out a drumline site with all this free music for drumlines. It's really, really great stuff. Most of these drummers over here have played a bunch of this stuff before. Some of these are standards, and I think you will enjoy it. Here we go with our parade routine. All right, I would say we're going to give your ears a break from the volume, but we're not. We have now got one of our groups that we have in the school is called YAMS, the Yellow Jacket Ambassadors of Music. We picked that name specifically because the acronym was YAMS, and we thought that was hilarious. This is the East Haven High School's chapter of Tri-M, which is the National Honors Music Society. We've got 10 or 12 students that meet every Thursday after school. It's not like a specific organized group. They all have their own individual projects. It's basically a group where all the really sort of high-speed motivated musicians can get together and do like crazy awesome stuff. And at one point, they decided to form a rock band and just start learning some rock music. And actually, these guys are going to end up like playing pep music at like hockey games, basketball games, and stuff like that too. They're doing all sorts of fun stuff. And they wanted to put a piece on tonight's concert, so I'm just going to hand it over to them and let them introduce it. Alright, if y'all give us just a moment, we have to transition into concert band mode, a bunch of equipment to move. We'll be right back with you in a second. That was a tune called Earth Dawn by a very popular current band composer. They're not all old and dead. There are active band composers out there right now doing amazing things. This guy's name is Randall Standridge. You can find him on all the social media. He's actually a really funny follow. So if you go bring the program home, look him up. He's a cool dude. He writes a lot of amazing band music. So we are going to move on to a little bit of a technical exercise for the band. These are chorales, originally written for voice, but we are going to do them, with obviously instruments. We're not going to be singing them. It turns out that this particular style of music, working on Bach chorales, is one of the best things you can do to work on connection of tone, connection of harmony, making sure you tune. There's just a lot going on in this music. So it sounds sort of simple, but only because all the music that's come after was based on it. This is sort of where Western music started. So we've got a whole book of Bach chorales. We're going to play a little bit of one for you right now, and then we're going to do some fun stuff with it. Point out one of the ways that music is different than all of the other classes they take. Specifically in that in music, you pretty much have to be perfect. So, and here's what I mean by that. If you say you're in a math class and you get a 90 on a test, that's an A, right? It's a good grade. That means you got 10% of them wrong, though. So what's it going to sound like in music if we get 10% of the notes wrong? This is supposedly an A. starting a show. I think if you performed that, you probably wouldn't be too happy with it. You wouldn't feel like it was an A performance. But let's go a little farther down this rabbit hole. Because a B is still a good grade, right? And 80%? Getting 20% of the notes wrong? Yeah, don't call for that. Are you kidding me? Alright, so yeah, that's... Now, to be clear, it obviously sounds terrible, but every individual, we went over this, every individual is only playing like 2 or 3 notes wrong. They're just all doing different ones wrong at different times, and it's amazing how when one person is playing the wrong thing, it affects the entire group. When you get a question wrong on your math test, does it affect everyone else's grade? No. When you get a note wrong in band, it affects everyone else in the class. Let's head down to our average grade, a C. Oh boy, 30% wrong. Here we go. And of course, we can't go this far without going all the way. I mean, a D is still passing, right? It means you get 40% of the notes wrong. Out of every 10 notes, 4 of them are wrong. Let's see what that sounds like. That is quite literally the exact nightmare that I had last night as I was worrying about this concert, was that it was going to sound like that. So, point being, I mean, you all get what I'm getting at, right? The individual members of the ensemble, they have to be darn close to perfect. So, let's do that again. We're going to play it this time. We're all going to get 100% of the notes right. Except for Juliana. Here we go. But just because I'm extra, one more layer of complication, this book has like a ton of baccaras in it, way more than they're going to be able to memorize or really learn. And I told them we were going to play more than one baccarat, but I didn't tell them what the other one was, because I don't know. You all are going to pick. See that QR code on the screen? Can everyone pull out your phone, scan that? There's a Google form there. You get to pick out of the 15 baccarats which one you want us to play next. boo. All right. Let's do that a different way. No, you're not getting out of it. All right, how about this? Whose birthday is close enough, or the closest to August 12th? Is that your birthday? Okay. Pick it. Yours is too? Okay, pick a number, 1 to 15, not 2, because we just did that one. 9. Number 9, here we go. This one is called Mach dich mein Geist verrückt. Bach was very German. I'm sorry, I had the wrong one. Number 9 is Auf meinen lieben Gott. If any of you actually speak German, I'm so sorry. Enough Bach crowds, let's move on to some more modern stuff, and it doesn't get much more modern than internet memes, so I'm going to let the kids introduce this one.
Tonight we present 6-7, composed by Sam Fennig in 2025. Written this year, celebrating the 6-7 meme's delightful randomness, the number appears everywhere online, becoming funnier each time.
Betty nods to the musical by waving constant 6 and 7 through the scale, letting the joke echo in harmony in rhyme for music listeners to enjoy all through the playful musical internet tribute. And in this introduction was exactly 67 words.
Was it really? That's awesome. That kid's freaking me out. Oh my God, can we get that picture off the screen, please? All right, Eli. The cave you fear holds the treasure you seek. Our next piece, The Cave You Fear, sees someone travel through a dark cave, finding monsters everywhere. Eventually they make it to the end, and throughout the song, you'll hear many different weird sound effects, such as our saxophones with multiphonics. Spooky, right? Now, for the brass, we also have our trumpets with flutter tonguing. Yeah, kind of funny, right? And now, for my favorite, one of our percussionists has something called the lion's roar. Now, this is going to sound exactly what it's called. So, these sound effects are used to create a creepy, mysterious atmosphere as we venture through this dark cave. Now, I present to you Cave You Fear by Michael Markowski. All right, if you'll give us just a moment to transition, we are going to shift over to the final portion of our concert tonight, the marching band, but there's a big equipment change we need to make, so we will be back with you momentarily. Okay, I think we're good. So, our final portion for tonight, guys, come on up. Our final portion for tonight is the 2025 East Haven High School Co-op Marching Band. Now, hopefully most of you got to see this out on the field because what you're going to see is kind of a modified version that we can do inside on a stage. But we have had so much fun playing Hadestown this year. We've had so much fun playing Hadestown this year. We wanted to take one more crack at it because, man, we all just fell in love with this show. It is so, so cool. If you haven't gotten a chance to go see it on Broadway, the current cast is amazing. And tickets are actually fairly cheap at the moment, which means it's probably near the end of its run. So if you want to see it on Broadway, you better go soon. We have, while they're coming out and getting set up, basically the way this worked is it was not a typical marching band show. It was almost a cross between theater and band, and marching band. So like we have characters and acting and scenes and dialogue and all sorts of stuff like that you don't normally see in a marching band show. Our actors are portraying the various characters of the musical. If you're unfamiliar with Hadestown, it is a modern rendition, like a folk opera almost rendition by an amazing songwriter called Aeneas Mitchell of the Orpheus and Eurydice myth, from the famous Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. Our characters are, well, there's Hades right there, king of the underworld. Coming out soon, you're going to meet, there's Orpheus. Everybody say hi to Orpheus. Somewhere back there is Eurydice. And of course, the man that takes us through the entire show, the messenger of the gods himself, Mr. Hermes. All right, as soon as the horn players decide to come out from behind the curtain, we're going to get started. Here we go. Or we're going to fix a mic. We good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Hadestown by the 2025 East Haven Co-op Marching Band.
Thank you. their wills fail. Magic fire, you know will fail.
Well, the good news is, he said that you can go. He did. There's bad news. He said that you must walk in front and she must walk in back. Why? If you turn to look for her, she's gone for attack. Do you trust each other? Do you trust yourselves? We do. Well, listen, brother. Because if you want to walk our hell, you're going to have to in front of God and men. Can you do that? We can. All right, time to go. But wait, is it a trick? No, it's a test. The meanest dog you'll ever meet. He ain't a hound dog in the street. He bares some teeth and tears some skin, but brother, that's the worst of him. The dog you really gotta dread. The dog who howls inside your head. It's him who's howling, trying to advance. It's undoing. It's a trick that you played on me. Who I think he would deceive me. Come and make me leave alone. Where is he? Where is he? Here is he. It's an old song. It's a tragic tale from way back when. It's a sad song. And that is how it ends. It's a sad song. But we sing it anyway. 'Cause here's the thing. To know how it ends and still begin to sing it again, as if it might turn out this time. I learned that from a friend of mine. See, Orpheus was a poor boy, but he had a gift to give. He could make you see how the world could be, in spite of the way that it is. He made a friend of mine, and hope is coming on its way. Everybody's gone. That spring has come again. It's that old song. It's that and we're gonna sing it again and again. And we're gonna sing it again.
All right, folks, thank you so much for coming out to our concert. It's no fun